Welcome to the Sonya Dungee podcast, episode number 191. Are you ready to CYP or stay down with OPP? Sponsored by Always Destined for Greatness LLC, Big B Lips LLC, and Drip City Customs LLC. In the meantime, in between time, please state the geographical area in which you are joining in from tonight. During the course of the evening, when an aha moment is recognized or a breakthrough occurs or value is received, please comment accordingly in the chat. Welcome. Great evening, and great evening once again. Welcome to the Sonya Dungee podcast, where conversation is always the essence of the soul. I am your host, Sonya Dungee, and yes, still bringing that heat to the IG, to the Facebook, and to the YouTube streets. And how's everybody doing tonight? I mean, like, how are you really doing tonight? Inquiry minds want to know. Okay, I'm checking the chat and I see the Caribbean, Trinidad is in the house. Welcome. Welcome, and welcome once again. And I am going to be popping by, checking out our social media. And in the interim, if you're wondering what is going on, this is not the norm. Yes, we are having some construction done in the studio tonight. So therefore, I obviously am not in studio tonight. With that being said, just one moment because I don't want to miss anybody. Okay, here we go. Wonderful. Okay. So, anyway, so excited about so many things I have to talk to you about. But anyway, I want you to know that never think that I take anyone for granted. I see you. And I want to take this moment right now before beginning to tell you all that I see you. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate the comments and the DM messages, the text messages, and the phone calls. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, you make my heart feel so warm. Because if I'm not on by 8:00, 8:05, the latest, I'm getting text messages, I'm getting phone calls. Where are you? Are you okay? So thank you so much for that. I greatly appreciate that. I love the way that you show me love. Um, I love your concern. I love your support. I just truly appreciate each and every one of you. Okay. Um, you don't know how much you uplift me at times. I could be in my darkest moments and you truly uplift me and you always empower me to keep going, taking that one step more than the day before. So I want to thank you all for that as well. I do appreciate you and I don't take anyone for granted. So going back. So tonight's topic of discussion is it's going to be centered around shifting your perspective. All right. And in lieu of the current world situation, if you will, there's no time like the present to really rebrand ourselves, reset ourselves, restart ourselves, refocus ourselves in order for us to really be able to rejoice. And that's what this is all about. This is something that I have been including in my all month of November. Okay. I'm celebrating my birthday month and it's not about me. It's about all of you. And in that, I say that every morning when I send out a video, I send out a gift. Okay. And that gift is a specific topic of discussion for us to refocus on. and I send it via social media. And for instance, this morning it was about self confidence. Okay. So tonight I'm going to provide you with 5 steps to CYP. And by the way, does anybody know what CYP is? Let's first talk about that. Does anybody know what it is? If you dare, please put it in the chat. I'm going to be looking. Take a stab at it if you're unsure. I see Jacksonville is in the building and has joined. Thank you so much for that. Just jumping back and forth between platforms. So don't have to be shy ever with me, but CYP. Waiting. Anybody? Okay, so CYP is change your perspective. Okay. And that's something that's crucial. It's something that we really need to do. Not to say that one perspective is different or better than the other, but in the state of affairs and how everything's going down and people are uncertain of what is to follow, we really have to reevaluate ourselves. It has to start with self, and we really need to check ourselves when it comes to our perspective. Okay, so the actual topic for tonight was it was, are you going to change your perspective, or are you going to be down with OPP? And I'm not talking about other people's property. I'm talking about outdated personal perspective. Okay? Meaning that we do have to take the time, and we do have to reevaluate from time to time our perspective, and what is necessary for us to be able to thrive, to really be able to move forward into winning. Okay, into resilience doesn't happen overnight, so we really need to start checking ourselves. All right, so with that, wow, okay, trying to always be politically correct. So sometimes, as I said, we have to stop and pause. So myself, I have to stop and pause, make sure what's coming out is the right thing to come out. So with that, have you ever stopped to like really think long and hard about what could possibly be in the way of you accomplishing your goals and your dreams, living that fulfilling life? Have you ever thought about that? Well, if you have, please put a yes in the comment, because I really like to know. And if you see me looking down, it's because I'm checking the various platforms so that I'm not forgetting anyone in the interim. Okay. I have Miami in the house. Thank you so much. Change your perspective. You're absolutely right. We have Washington, D.C. in the house, and we have Long Island in the house. So thank you for joining. Thank you as well. And I do see a yes. Thank you so much. Try not to get dizzy with the flip-flopping, but you're already receiving value. Thank you so much. And I see a yes. So that's great. Okay. So so with that, I checked and I found that there was a 2024 Gallup poll, and it indicated, get this, it indicated that less than half of Americans alone are very satisfied with their life. Less than half. So let's just stop for a second and think about that. Let's analyze that for a second, shall we? So if it's less than half, that would mean approximately 51% or more feel unsatisfied with their lives. Okay? Because if it's less than half of just the Americans alone, If they're very satisfied with their life, then that means that there has to be at least 51% that aren't satisfied with their life, right? I hear you. Yeses. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So one of the reasons can truly be how we choose to view our lives. Okay. Perspective. Perspective is a way in which we think about and understand things. It's that capacity to view things in true relations to relative importance. And we got Namari in the background. He's hanging with us from a distance, and he's, so you will hear from time to time, but it's all good. And I'm seeing, yes, tell this sister preach. Thank you so much. That's why the majority of deaths happen Monday before 9 a.m. Absolutely. Thank you for that. So, from someone that is feeling overwhelmed, okay, someone that's feeling overwhelmed may be told to put things in perspective by saying, as I say, you woke up this morning, so everything else in life is operational, right? Because there's people that did not. There's people that didn't. So while we're complaining about what we don't have, there's people from all ethnicities, all walks of life that didn't wake up this morning. Okay. So we did. So that means change the changeables, which we have spoken about on many occasions, and that in which we cannot change, we have to let it go. Okay. So in that also, from my own personal experience, after a loved one passed, one may gain a new perspective on life that makes them value things differently. It makes them value things differently. Okay? If it's not things, it's occurrences than before. So, with me, for those of you who are joining for the first time, I want to thank you for joining and know that we're here every Wednesday, 8 p.m. without fail, Eastern Standard Time. But for me and my story, and the reason why I sit before you tonight is that started back on January 23rd of 2021. So that was over 4.5 years ago. Okay. And that happened when my dad went to be with the Lord. Totally out of expected, never saw it coming. It took me a long time to figure out why it happened, because just 48 hours before, not even, I had someone in the medical profession sit in a room with my dad and I. Without warning, we were told that my dad had 6 months to live. Okay. My dad had a rare blood disorder where his red blood cells weren't matriculating through his body as they should be. So it gave the outer appearance like he was losing blood someplace, but he wasn't bleeding out. Okay. And in that, the doctors that he had was the head of hematology and oncology, Dr. Cruz, Northport, VA. He said, we're not going to worry about that. He said, it's like an old engine. He said, you don't go buy a brand new engine for an old car. If it's leaking oil, what do? You just keep putting more oil in it. So we were satisfied with the fact that, okay, well, if that's the case, then my dad will just go for blood transfusions a couple times a month, and that won't be the best quality of life, but it's not that bad. Okay. And so now this Dr. Cruz left the practice, and have some other person and telling me all this, and we're just like, what? And now I find myself, not even 48 hours later, I'm sitting at my dad's bedside. I'm holding his hand reluctantly. I love my dad with every bit of my being, but in my mind, it was like, if I'm not there, if I don't see, if I don't hold his hand, it's not going to happen. So get out the room as fast as you can, and it won't happen. stay there, and it very well might. And that's the things that was going through my mind, to be honest. And this is the first time I'm even getting that elaborate with it, but that's what happened. So as I held my dad's hand and I looked into his eyes, I looked at his face, because a part of me was like wanting to, at the same time, like absorb it all, because I know that this is going to be the last time. I saw the tear come down my dad's cheek. And it was at that moment that he took his last breath here on this earth. And I know he took his first breath in heaven. And as a result of that, I spiraled out of control immediately. Like immediately. Before I even left the room, I felt it coming. And in those moments, I felt isolated, dark. And for the next 342 days, I was out of control. I lost a lot of weight. I wasn't spending time with my family. I had 3 beautiful grandchildren. Now I'm blessed with 4. I wasn't my happy-go-lucky self. I wasn't shopping. I wasn't just loving life and the world and my family, which was everything to me. Wasn't spending time with my friends. Wasn't going and hanging out. Wasn't doing anything. If I left the house, I was running to the cemetery for a feeling of closeness with ashes that I knew that were my father's remains, that was behind the Calabarium wall at Calverton National Cemetery, Calverton, New York. I didn't notice that I lost so much weight. I didn't notice anything. I was doing the bare necessities to get by, showering, throwing on whatever, didn't care. Leaving my bedroom only to go across the living room into my shishi room because I was working from home, as I still am, in the height of the pandemic. At the end of the night, closing everything down, walking back across the living room, shutting the door. I didn't have to come out. I had a bathroom in there. But when enough became enough, and it was a combination of things, from my dad wouldn't expect that of me. I knew what type of person my father was, and I knew the love that he had for me and my siblings. And if he could speak to me, he would tell me, get a grip, Sonya, move on. I'm fine. And it wasn't until I got this visit, this something that asked me, did you get the gift that I left you? It all started coming together. Enough became enough. I knew I couldn't do it anymore. It wasn't conducive to my well-being. It was taking me down quickly. And I knew I had more life ahead of me than I did behind me. And I knew my life was purposeful, because trust, believe, I could tell you stories where I really shouldn't be here. But God had left me here for a purpose, to walk fully in it. So at that point, I had to seek out mentor, coach, teacher, friend, family. He's all that to me now. And a community. And don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying my family wasn't there for me, because they were. I didn't want them to be, because in my mind, by me talking about it, I'm being selfish and I'm causing them to relive the pain. And I'm not allowing them to grieve, and I don't want them to worry about me. And so that's how I internalized it. But once I made that appointment on December 31st, the last appointment of the night, to meet with my now mentor, and I was honest with him, cried my eyes out and explained to him what was going on. And he said, if I'm coachable, if I'm teachable, and if I do the work, and if I show up, he'll show me how. He will help me. I did all of that. When I say I did all of that, I did all of that. It wasn't to impress him, because I kept saying, I'm going to show him. It wasn't about me showing him at the end of the day. It was about showing me. And as a result, because I wanted it more than anything else, because I wanted to help those that I was assigned to help, to answer to the voices that I was assigned to lead the sheep that I was supposed to be a mentor, to be a coach, to be a teacher, to be a support system, to be that encourager that I know I'm gifted with. And as a result of that, I am now a transformation coach, and I get to help others that are going through the same things, the same scenario that I went through. I get to help them to ultimately achieve their goals and their dreams, and know that they're purposeful, and know that with an attitude of expectation and of excellence that they can achieve their economic independence, and so that they can be purposeful in their calling, help those that they were assigned to be, and be destined for their greatness. So thank you for allowing me to share that. And so from that, that's called a shift in perspective. My perspective changed from closed-minded to growth-minded, from I can't to I will, from I don't know how to I did. So, a change or shift in perspective, it allows you to view life differently, in color, as you've been hearing me say. Expands the horizon and helps you to color your world back one crown at a time. So step 1 of 5 in changing perspective, and I'm jumping back because I see it over here. The chat is going. Girl, trust me, I know that what that feels. So sorry you had to go through that. It's part of my story. It's part of who I am. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you. And thank you. I appreciate the comments that are flowing. Jumping back before we go forward and I lose sight. Thank you for joining. I see another Jacksonville. Thank you again. Thank you for the joining from the other side of Harlem. Got you. Thank you so much. I see you. I appreciate you. So, step 1 is reflection. Okay? Take some time to reflect on your own life, especially when faced with grief, when faced with life challenges, when faced with hardship. Just take the time, step back and reflect. And if you have those negative thoughts, just know that they are not necessarily truthful. They're largely based on an interpretation of what your current mindset is. Okay? By taking the time to do so and reflect, you're allowing for yourself to start a new way of thinking. Okay? Because remember, it starts with self. Number 2, practice gratitude. Focusing on what's not working, we often tend to overlook what is working. There's always something in life to be grateful for, no matter how small or how large it can be. Okay? Practicing gratitude or brain refocusing, you're zoning in on the positive attributes And you're bringing awareness to the abundance in your life. Because remember, we all woke up this morning and there's people that didn't. Make gratitude part of your daily routine. I know for myself, I wake up in the morning and I'm grateful. The curtains behind me, I open them up, whether it's raining, it could be sleet, snowing, showering, sunny, whatever. And I just peer out the window and I'm just grateful that I woke up this morning and I'm looking at the environment. I'm looking at the nature around me. And I just feel so blessed in that moment. Then write a minimum of 3 things, every single day that you are grateful for. Okay, it doesn't have to be elaborate, but just write down 3 things. Okay? And if you do that for 365 days for the year, you're going to end up with at least 1,095 different gratitudes. Different, not the same one. Don't repeat the same one every day. Don't repeat it all day, every day, the same 3. Different. I woke up this morning. Amen. I'm grateful for my grandchildren. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for all that I have. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for the air that I breathe. Grateful. Trust me, there's nobody that can possibly say to me, I don't know what to say. Dig down deep. You'll be able to do it. Trust me. 3, become uncomfortable. And you're probably saying, Sonya, what are you talking about? What do you mean become uncomfortable? I said it. Become uncomfortable. Step outside of your comfort zone. Step outside your comfort zone to become unfamiliar. Meet the unfamiliar. Okay? The exposure brings new experiences at the end of the day and new perspectives. And that will help you expand your viewpoints. Okay? Because if you don't come outside your comfort zone, you're going to think the same. You're going to do the same. Nothing's going to be different. Number 4, reframe negativity. There's a lot of that going on in this world, but that doesn't mean we have to be a part of it. And as I've been saying for the longest time, it starts with you as an individual, okay? Although negative thoughts and actions are natural, they don't have to be incorporated in your perspective. And I know it's easier said than done because I struggle with it myself. Sometimes my mind is going. I be talking about orange orangutans and mango mustafos and all that stuff. Okay? And then I have to catch myself. Okay? I have to stop and pause. And now I'm in competition with Namari over here with his iPad. So I apologize for the noise in the back. But at the end of the day, when you reframe your negativity, you change your interpretation, okay? Use positive words. For example, I'm awful at this game. People say other words I'm not going to say. Instead, say, by practicing, I'm going to get better with time, okay? Or I can't get this right. Well, I'm learning, and through these mistakes, they're growth opportunities, okay? And if I fail, it's okay, as long as I fail forward. That's what matters, okay? Reframing negativity allows for a different perspective. Okay? And then number 5 is engage in mindfulness. Okay? Engage in mindfulness. And doing that, it brings your mindset into the present. Okay? Make note of the essence of the beauty in every moment. Okay? Make note of the essence of beauty in every moment in those surroundings of yours. All right? Shifting your perspective, it takes time. It does not happen overnight. Okay? We're not magicians. But in the end, it leads us to new possibilities, joy, peace, and a fulfilled life. All right? So that's what I have for this evening. And if I may, just go back, make sure I don't forget anything. So number 1 was reflection. So take some time to reflect on your life. 2, practice gratitude by focusing on what's not working. We don't want to overlook what is. Okay? Get a gratitude journal going. Okay? Make it part of your daily. 3, become uncomfortable. You step out of your comfort zone. Meet that unfamiliarity. The exposure brings new experiences and perspectives, which is going to expand on your viewpoints. 4, reframe the negativity. Although negative thoughts and actions are natural, they don't have to be incorporated in your perspective. Okay? Doesn't have to be a part of your perspective. And 5, engage in mindfulness. Okay? It brings your mindset into the present. Okay? Just look around you. There's beauty in everything, in every moment. Even sometimes when we're in our darkest and the gray. Because when I think back, I could think of pockets of joy when I would laugh and then catch myself like, oh my goodness, we talked about that last week. Like, oh my goodness, no, I didn't. Somebody's going to see me. They're going to think I'm being disrespectful. But no, it's not. It's time for us to move forward from that gray area and begin to color back our world. We all have been broken at some point in our lives, and we will again. But just keep in mind, a broken crayon still colors, and it colors beautifully. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for joining. The next masterclass will be the beginning of January. I will post as we get closer. What else did I want to talk about? Just keep watching, because every day I do post a gift for the month. I want all of you to celebrate my birthday along with me. It's not about me. It's about all of us. So also, I'm part of a 60-day challenge. So if you see me and it says 60 days and you gotta be rough and ready, it's because one of my goals is fitness. Okay. So I've been working it out. Okay. And I can feel the difference, even though it's just been a couple of days since Monday. But my joints, I used to feel stiff, and I'm not feeling as stiff because I am pushing through. I'm persevering, and it's not bothering me as much. And if you see the 5 F's or F5s, as I call it, I'm focusing on my fitness, my faith, my family, my finances, and fun. All 5. Okay. And so that's what the F5 is. And it's my mentor has put this together for us, and it's a 60-day challenge. So be watching, because I'll let you know what the outcome is. So with that being said, actually, I do have one more thing that I want to talk to everybody about. Hold on 1 second. Do I have it nearby? Let me see. Hold on.
All right, pick all the coins up. All right, follow the coins. Okay. Okay, we're gonna leave those here.
Coming, coming.
There's so many coins. Whoa! Whoa! It looks like a pirate ship. You're gonna have to walk the plank. It is? Okay, I'm gonna follow behind you.
Unfortunately, I can't get to it fast enough because of the reconstruction, but Eastern Farm Workers Association, they're out of Bellport, New York. They are looking for donations. You know how cars are donated to various organizations. They're looking for a possibility of a car donation. So if you're one and you're looking to donate to car, keep in mind that is a tax write-off. They're not looking for anything fancy, but they do a lot of work in the community, and they take people into doctor's appointments that are miles and miles away. They do a lot, and the car recently broke down. So if you can help them, please reach out to me, and I will pass the information along. Also, we are having a community gift back here in Long Island on December the 6th. So if you would like to be a part of that, come join us. I will give you the details to follow. Or if you would like to be a part of that, please let me know. So with that being said, stay safe, stay well. God bless you all, and bye for now.
Two dino eggs and a giant dino skull. Let's open the dino skull. What do you think? Yeah.
And I am seeing some comments in here. Hold on 1 second. I don't want to leave anybody out. Okay, value was got. Thank you. Color your world back, one color at a time. Thank you so much. Amen. Be grateful for life and having another day to share with others. Absolutely. Amen. Thank you, Sonya. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you as well. So that's about it. So again, I'll see you all real soon. Bye for now.
The dinosaur eggs and the treasure. The pirates have stolen them. We have to find them. Okay, we have to look.